Welcome everyone those who watching this video. This is Rajnish, Associate Professor, belongs to Rogini College of Engineering. Now I concentrate the topic on climate change. It refers to the long-term shifts in temperature and weather pattern. These changes may be natural or artificial. What are the causes of climate change? Presence of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere increasing the global temperature. Depletion of ozone layer also increases the global temperature. Uneven distribution of rainfall, rotation of earth on its axis, seasonal changes. What are the effects behind this climate change? Even small changes in climate condition may disturb agriculture that would lead to migration of animals including humans. Climate change may upset the hydrological cycle, result in floods and drought in different regions of the world. Global pattern of winds and ocean currents also get disturbed by climate, more frequent and intense drought. Sea levels get raised. Melting glacier and warming oceans can directly harm animals and destroy the places they live. Possible solutions of climate change. Banning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas must be avoided. Renewable energy sources like solar, wind, tidal, and geothermal power must be used instead of fossil fuels. Reducing petrol and diesel vehicles, planes, and ships, and switching to electric vehicles stop to climate change. Heat our homes in a green way by insulating walls and roofs and switching away from oil or gas boilers to heat pumps. The best way for individual to help stop climate change is by reducing their meat and dairy consumption or by going fully vegetarian. Carbon credit. It defines a carbon credit is a tradable permit or certificate that represents the right to emit a set of amount of carbon monoxide or 1 ton of carbon dioxide or the equivalent amount of greenhouse gases. Carbon credit concept. HITO protocol is an international agreement that aims to manage and reduce carbon dioxide emissions and greenhouse gases. HITO protocol introduced the concept of carbon credits. According to this, a country should reduce carbon emission in the atmosphere. A carbon credit is a tradable certificate that allows its holder to emit greenhouse gases. One carbon credit is equal to 1 ton of carbon dioxide. Countries need to reduce their emission by 5.2% compared to the numbers recorded. Countries and companies need to be designed to reduce carbon emissions without the need to buy credits. Less the purchase, less will be the carbon release into the atmosphere. Type of carbon credits. There are two types. Voluntary emission reduction. It is a carbon offset that is exchanged in the over the counter or voluntary market for credits. Certified emission reduction. It relies on emission credits created by a regulatory framework with the purchase of offsetting a project emissions. How to get carbon credit? Carbon credit and carbon markets are the component of a national and international attempt to mitigate the growth in concentration of greenhouse gases. One carbon credit is equal to 1 ton of carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide equivalent gases. There are many companies that sell carbon credits to commercial and individual customers who are interested in lowering their carbon footprint. Buyers and sellers can also use an exchange platform to trade, which is like a stock exchange for carbon credits. Advantage of carbon credit. Each carbon credit corresponds to 1 ton of carbon that was not emitted into the atmosphere. The company that does not have an alternate to reduce its emission finds an advantage in the purchase of this credit. The purchase of carbon credits by companies that are environmentally conscious is favorable for their image. Sometimes the carbon behaves sustainably, but it cannot stop emitting some amount of carbon. In this case, the purchase of credits shows how much the company activities cares about encouraging sustainable. The last point, it enables companies to suppose decarbonization beyond their own carbon footprint. Disadvantage of carbon credit. Some institutions and countries are accommodate themselves in the exchange market to continue emitting their greenhouse gases. Companies do not invest in action to avoid emission because they are able to buy unlimited credits. The reduction of 1 ton of carbon, that is 1 credit, will never be enough. It is an alternate for emergency needs, not to rest on the fact that the other have saved. Main focus of carbon credit is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, but it is not possible to stop the negative impact caused by the global warming. Thank you everyone watching.